Gray Zone Warfare has released new info on their Night Ops update, including new quality of life, new weapons, and a better stash system. Let's get into it. So the biggest thing here for a lot of people are the new weapons. So you're going to have the Colt 1911, the AKS 74U, which is 545 by 39. Then we're going to have the AK Ratnik platform, and all those guns include the AK-12, which can be configured both by 55645 or 76239. I'm not for sure if they're both going to be in the game or how they're going to be able to do that. The AK-15, which is 762 by 39. The AK-19, which is 556 by 45. Then finally, you have the AK-308, which will be 76251. I'm going to have a video playing as I talked about these. I know one of them is the AK-74U. I don't know actually the other AK specifically, just because they look kind of similar and I'm not a gun nut. If you want to leave them down in the comments below of what that gun was, you can do that. But they will come with all new attachments, and including weapons, there will be another rebalancing with shotguns and 9mm ammo. Now, I would like to see a rebalance of 76239, but later in the video, we're going to talk about something that might improve that, or might improve the feel of all guns. So you will be able to inspect all items in the game in a 3D model. So guns, night vision, items that we're going to have in the game, you can pick up, spin around, look at. Nobody really asked for it, but I think it's pretty cool. Instead of just looking like a blank sheet of paper, you're going to have these models that you can spin around and do all kinds of stuff. I think it's cool because you can look from guns from either angle. And then once they actually have the durability and all that stuff going around, you might be able to see like physical changes of the gun or physical changes of your gear. So I think it adds a really cool element to the game. If you are enjoying the video, consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. We are getting closer every single day to that 1,000 sub mark. So this is what I was talking about earlier as far as 76239. We're going to have improved ballistics. So it should feel more realistic and engagement should feel better. I feel like this was very much needed because it felt like a lot of AI, especially, were sponges. And sometimes you hit them in a certain spot and you're like, well, why didn't they die? Why didn't they do this? I feel like this improved ballistics is going to help a lot. And like I talked about with the 76239, I think the ammo does need to be reworked, but I think this could definitely help push it in the right direction if you're hitting shots and they're counting for something. I feel like a lot of AI, especially for sponges, you know, in this past like 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it's been, and I feel like this is greatly going to improve that. Gray Zone talks about how they want to try to implement more gear fear, which I think is a fantastic thing because people play these games to feel. Obviously, this is a more, I feel like, casual experience in some ways compared to like Tarkov, but people still do want to feel. So now, top gear will be primarily earned through exploration, bosses, and task. Not to mention that there will be a global stock limit to certain items that the vendors have. I feel like this is a great thing, especially with the whole duping thing. People just going out. I mean, it got tiring. Like, I didn't even really care if I died because I had so much money and I could just buy the best thing, bang, bang, and then go right back in. I feel like this is a great thing, not only for the economy, but then making people feel, because people want to feel, even if it's bad in games that, you know, you have gear fear or are scared of losing something, the highs are so much higher. And that's what makes games addicting. So I think this is a great step in the right direction. And I just love it. So we already know this, but I want to say this again. Durability is coming with this update, and that includes everything like NVGs as well. So the example they use is like if you get shot in the helmet, it could like damage your NVGs. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this, but it'd be pretty cool if like if you had like the dual NVGs and you got hit, like maybe only one of them worked or like they would flicker. I think that would be extremely badass, but I don't know what they're going to do with that. I wish they had the repair. They are not going to have repair in point 2. I really wish they could have fit it in, but in point 3 going forward, they're going to have it to where your gear starts to deteriorate and it won't work as well, and then you'll be able to repair it as well. And I think that's going to add a whole new element of that gear fear, which they're trying to get towards, which I think is 110% in the right direction. So a better stash system. You'll be able to organize, find items within your stash easier, and also crates are coming with this update, and it said there will be hard to come by. So I'd imagine it's kind of like the top tier gear. Maybe you'll get them through like a really hard quest. Maybe a boss has it in some area near them, and maybe you just exploring in the military base and there's just crates that you can pick up. I don't know how big the crates are going to be. I don't know if you can actually physically pick the crates up or you'll just have to get them through missions. We'll have to wait and see, but that is huge because it's so discombobulated in my stash. It was just stuff was absolutely everywhere. If you look, like, I'm going to play this GIF over and over again as I'm talking about this, but it looks like you can go quick organize things and get things settled. And you also have crates to be able to help manage that inventory space. So this is another thing, something small. Alerts will be added to tasks to make sure you aren't forgetting items you may need to turn in or to find. So there'll be a little red alert beside the vendor's name, and then also within the actual quest itself, it'll show you that you don't have items or stuff like that. Not that big of a deal, but it's kind of nice to have because I have forgotten things to turn in, or I have forgotten to pick up things for a certain quest. So little nice quality of life addition there. All right, huge quality of life addition here, and I'm so glad they added this because it was one of the most annoying things ever. Our shared waypoints are finally here. Thank goodness. So if somebody's in your squad, you can share a waypoint and they will be able to see it too. Thank goodness, we needed this so bad, and I'm so glad it's here. That is the big quality of life change that I really appreciated, because it was beyond annoying to try to share a waypoint and say here, and nobody knows what you're really talking about. If you're out in the open somewhere, or maybe there's a building here and you're not like, well, is it this building or that building? Be able to share waypoints and people will be able to see them. So lastly, we have the aggressor system. So this is going to be the start of the snowball towards the rogue system. So if a player injures or kills a teammate, they're going to be marked as an aggressor. They're going to have a little window pop up that I'm going to show you right here, and it'll show your aggressor, and they will lose their ability to loot their own body. Now, but somebody else can do it. So if a person, even if it's outside their squad, can loot their body and they can give it back to them if it was like, an accident or whatever. But if somebody's just being an absolute jerk or something like that, they're not going to be able to, if you retaliate, and you will not be in trouble for it because they are marked as an aggressor, and then they won't be able to loot their body. So they'll basically just lose their stuff, which is, I think, a really cool idea. And like I said before, it's going to snowball into the rogue system. So this is going to start, one way of getting into the rogue system, about how you won't have like, your base, and you won't be part of a PMC. You'll just be on your own. So this is the start of that snowball towards that system. Last but not least, there will be a showcase for AI to show off, the new AI that they've improved it and stuff like that. I don't have any of that footage, but it will be soon, and you'll be able to see that AI is actually improved, because I know that it's going to be one thing that will piss people off unbelievably well, is that if they go into night op and they are in the dead of night and they are using night vision and they get their head blown off from 200 meters, people just shut off the game. So I am excited to see that. I hope you guys are too. But with that being said, guys, that is the end of the video. I appreciate you watching. If you did this far, don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. With that being said, guys, I'm Jones, and I'm out. Peace.